Well, hello and welcome. Welcome to this day 2 of Create Your Success, working with the wonderful Vicky Thomas. Anyone that has seen my name, Pearl Cox, talking about anyone that has delivered on so many things and has been my mentor, my business coach, and has taught me so much, it's this wonderful lady, Vicky Thomas. If you haven't got pen and paper ready, make sure that you have, because you will want to watch this and re-watch this every time, because Vicky shares so much information. What she knows, her knowledge is off the charts. I'm currently working with Vicky on a phenomenal program that I'm sure she's going to share with you and all the details. And I wouldn't recognize myself from this time 3 months ago. And that's from doing the work with Vicky, what she teaches me, what she shares. I have grown to such an extent. What you're going to learn from this lady, like I say, is completely off the charts. And the fact that you're getting 4 days intensive time with Vicky, go back, rewatch yesterday's message, take as many notes as possible and watch this over and over again. Vicky is phenomenal at what she does, and there will be so much knowledge shared in this. I give you the wonderful Vicky Thomas.
Thank you, my lovely. Welcome, everybody. I just want to give a disclaimer. And I want to give a disclaimer here for everyone watching the live and everyone watching the replay, is that I have actually promised myself that I'm only going to be talking to you for 30 minutes, okay? So that is because, if you know me, I can talk for England, being from Britain as well, from England as well, but I could talk for England. But really my intention for this week is for you is to give you as much knowledge and as much information and some things for you to think about over these next 4 days, and there's going to be short and sharp. Also, if you know me, I actually channel when I talk. So everything that I'm actually going to be sharing with you is actually come direct from source, direct from the information that I've actually got internally, all of the work that I've actually been doing and learning and educating myself in the last 20 or 30 years. And you'll also notice as well a disclaimer, because somebody said to me yesterday, Vicky, your eyes, they move around all the time. So this is another disclaimer that I want to share with you, because I do channel. It's very much that I'm kind of looking up to, let's say, the galactics, the stars, the angels, however you want to be able to call it, because a lot of the information, as I say, that comes through to serve who I'm actually sharing this information with you. So if you see me kind of looking up and looking around, this is the disclaimer that I'm not getting bored of you. I'm not looking over there and watching a little bit of Sky News or anything else like that. It just means that I'm actually channeling. So welcome. I have got a few pinpointers of what I want to go through with you today, and then at the end I'm actually going to be giving you some questions. Yesterday, we went over the power of belief and how important belief is, how important faith is, and how, if you do not have this belief and you do not have this faith of who you desire to be, of where you want to go, what your goals and dreams are, that is going to be your first hurdle. So thank you so much for all of those that actually private messaged me and gave me the information that I asked for after day 1. You can get access to day 1 of this replay. We will be taking it down after 7 days, okay? So it will be taken down on the 20th, more than like the evening of the 19th, because I fly on the evening of the 19th. So it will be, you'll be able to have the replay. So go over day 1 if you haven't already, and let's go over belief. But what I want to be able to share with you today is I want to speak to you about one of the most important words out there. And once we grasp this word, then we can change our life. Now, there's many, many words out there. And if you know me, there's many words that I love. Opportunities is one of my favorite words. And it's been with me since I was running a global networking club in London. It was all about opening the doors of opportunities. I think that is a great word. I also have a made-up word as well, and that made-up word is amorsome. Okay, so you may write that down, and I'm quite happy for you to actually take that and you have it for your word as well. It is amorsome, and what amorsome is, it's amazing and awesome together. Because my intention for you is not just to be amazing. My intention for you is not just to be awesome. I actually want you to be awesome. I want you to be both together, all wrapped into one. And I just think it's just going to be absolutely awesome that when we interact in that, and the people leaving me messages, they're awesome. Yes, awesome. So this is what my intention is for you. But another word that I actually want to go over with you today is attitude. So it's one of these words that when you think about attitude, you're just like, yeah, it's one of those words that I know from the English dictionary. It's a word that I know, but do you actually know what it truly, truly means? Because I've done this exercise, and perhaps go around and ask a couple of people what attitude means to them. What's the understanding of attitude? And then you'll get things like, oh yeah, well, it's the way I think, it's the way I talk, it's the way I think about things. And it's usually, to do with your mind with attitude. And I actually have this saying here about attitude that I actually got from Earl Nightingale. And nothing can stop a person with the right mental attitude from achieving their goal. But nothing in the world can help a person with the wrong mental attitude. Because there is only a small amount of people that actually have such a powerful mental attitude towards the positive. And it's just when we start thinking about attitude, and we start thinking about our thoughts, we start thinking about our thoughts become our feelings. And this is what I'm going to be sharing with you today as well, about how our thoughts become our feelings, which then set our body into vibration. I spoke about it briefly yesterday. But attitude can be controlled. What your attitude is against or towards a situation or towards a person is usually a direct reflection of what's going on outside, usually, unless you're spiritually aligned and you're actually doing it from inside, which is what I'm kind of working with you, a lot of my clients with. So it's actually coming out, for like the media out there. What's going on in the media at the moment? What's going on out there in the world, in the place? How is that actually affecting your attitude towards life, the attitude towards the way that you're going? We can call it, attitude positivity. There's attitude is so important, especially when you're looking to achieve results, you're looking to achieve growth, and you're looking to achieve your destiny, create your future. And an attitude doesn't happen from just sitting back and saying, yeah, I've got a good attitude. Yeah, I've got a really good attitude. Yeah, I'm just going to think positive. I'm going to think positive. Because a true attitude is a composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. I'm going to say that again. Write it down. Attitude is a composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. Because we can think something, perhaps we can feel something, but perhaps our little legs and our little hands aren't actually taking the action. And when your thoughts and your feelings are aligned with the right attitude, then your body will go into the right frequency and go into the right mode of you actually doing the right things. Does that make sense? Because when I start talking about these things, because I study the mind. I study the mind and the subconscious mind deeply, and I look into all the scientifics around it, and it's all. And then I go rambling off, and there's some people are like, Vic, can you slow down? Can you slow down? Can you slow down? I've got no idea what I'm talking about. So this is my disclaimer of trying to slow down a little bit for you as well. But what I'm saying, it's really important. Your thoughts, your feelings, plus action is all direct result of your attitude. Now, what I want to be able to share with you today is my little friends. Okay, so all to do with attitude is how your attitude is created. So I've got my little friend here, and I'm going to call him. Say hello. So this is my little man. You can see another little man there. So I have another man over there. So this is my man, and I'm going to call him. What can I call him, Pearl? I'm going to call him George the Genie. I'm going to call him George the Genie. I might change that by the rest of the week, but that's just come up. I'm going to call him George the Genie. Now, this is my little stick person, which we call the Secret Genie. And the reason that I'm actually going to talk about this stick person, the Secret Genie, because we're talking about attitude and we're talking about belief as yesterday. And when we're talking about thoughts and we're talking about feelings and we're talking about actions, your mind and my mind, actually, when we're thinking things, we think in pictures. Okay, so I'm going to say to you, what color is your car? Okay, just keep it simple. What color is your car? You're going to be able to tell me exactly that your car is. Your car is mustard yellow. It's a luminous green. It's black. It's white. Whatever color. It's pink with purple spots. You're going to tell me whatever. You're going to be able to tell me exactly what color your car is. And then I might be able to say to you, what color is your cat or your dog? You're going to be able to say black or white, brown. I hope you don't say orange and it's Garfield or something like that. But you're going to be able to tell me quite simply and quite easily because you've seen your car, you've seen your cat and your dog. Now, I may then go and ask you, can you tell me what color your refrigerator is? And you're going to say, yeah, I've got a black refrigerator. It used to be stainless steel, but now it's black. And so because you've seen your refrigerator. And then I'm going to say to you, okay, what side does your refrigerator door open? Does it open to the right or does it open to the left? And then what you're going to do is you're going to look up into the sky and you're going to come back to me, look back at me, and you're going to say, oh, on the right, Vicky. So I'm going to say, what side does your refrigerator open, the right or the left? Right. What have you just done in that moment? You have actually taken yourself to your kitchen and you've stood in front of your refrigerator door and you've imagined your hand going on there and you've imagined your door, opening your door, and then you can actually see whether it's the right or the left. Unless you're my daughter who is 18 and still gets confused with the rights and lefts, she'd have to go, oh, it's left, mummy. She puts a band on her wrist when she plays netball. She's going to kill me for saying this, but she put a band on her wrist playing netball. So she knows the band's on the right-hand side. So when they turn around and say, Alicia, right, she knows which way to go. I'm sure she stopped doing that. I'm sure she stopped doing that when she was 6, but I just think it's a great story. I digress. So you've actually taken yourself there because what happens is that your mind needs to be able to see pictures for it to compute, for it to actually have an understanding. And so when we're talking about, how you want to desire something or where you want to be able to go, we talk about imagination. You need to be able to see it, you need to be able to imagine it, etc., etc. But when I'm trying to explain to you about your mind and how your mind will control your body and how your mind controls your actions, and your actions then are actually a direct reflection of your results, or your results are direct reflections of the actions that you've taken, then it would be super, super helpful if you've actually seen the mind, correct? But if I froze then. But if I asked you if you've ever seen the mind, perhaps you would imagine the brain or something like that. Perhaps you just imagine, the picture that you see all over the brain, which is not the mind, because the mind is universal. The mind is consciousness. The mind is, the mind is everywhere. And so it's very, very, well, it's not possible for us to actually see the mind. But it helps us if we've got an understanding. And this is where George the Genie comes in, because this is a picture of the mind. Okay, so I just want you to imagine this as the mind. And you can see that there's a split in the top, and you can see that there is some sticky out bits here. And what I want to share with you is that these sticky out bits here are mental faculties. So these faculties is hear, taste, touch, see, and smell. So this is what goes on in the outside world. This is everything that's going on that controls our attitude, which I spoke to you in the beginning about, is about the attitude. The attitude is the composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So this is your attitude part. So this comes all about what's going on outside. Are you listening to the news that's putting so much fear into you? Are you actually seeing horrible things on the TV that's actually getting violence into your body? Are you hearing songs that are just all about abuse and horrible things? Some of all these songs that are out nowadays with all the swearing and everything else that's going on. I listen to some of them if it's ever on the radio, and I'm like, seriously, you're saying those words. Anyway, maybe that's my age. See, hear, taste. Anyway, it's the outside world. So I was trying to think of an example of taste then, but you get the gist of it. So these are the external faculties that affect our attitude. But so we have our conscious mind here, which is actually attached to our mental faculties. But what happens is that our conscious mind is our rational mind. Our conscious mind is the mind that actually makes decisions. Our conscious mind is the one that thinks, yeah, Vic, I understand that you're actually changing people's lives and people are actually transforming, but I need to see the proof. Can you show me the figures? Can you show me the numbers? Can you show this? I need to see the proof, which is perfectly fine. You can see the proof. But it's very much like, oh, yeah, I know that's going to happen, but I want to be able to see. How can it be proved? I'm not too sure about that. It's the rational mind as well. It's the rational. Should I invest in that? Should I get into crypto? Oh, I don't know really, because the banks are saying this and the news is saying this, and so you get the gist. So you get the gist. And I'm totally going off on tangents here. So what happens is that all of this rational mind and all of these thoughts are actually from the outside world. However, did you know that your conscious mind has the ability to reject or accept any of those thoughts that are going on, anything that's going on in the outside world, anything you see, anything you hear, anything that you're actually watching, everything, the environment that you're in, your conscious mind has the ability to actually accept, or it has the ability to reject. So let's go into the subconscious mind here. Now, the subconscious mind here is all about feelings. Now, I said at the beginning, write this down. Attitude is the composite of thoughts, feelings, and actions. So this is the thoughts. Okay, that's your conscious mind. This is your feelings, which is the subconscious mind. And this is the action, but we haven't got to this yet. So your subconscious mind is actually where you feel things. Okay, so this is where you have your intellectual faculties. So this is very much where the intellectual faculties is where your perception. So you have the perception, you have your will, you have your imagination, you have your will, you have your memory. It's very much about the intellectual ones that you can't see. You're not seeing things, you're not hearing things, you're not tasting things, you're not touching things. This is all from within. So your subconscious mind is all connected to your intellectual faculties, which are your feelings. So if something happens, you're able to feel it. When you, as a parent, sometimes you can feel when your children are just about to call. Sometimes you can actually feel as if, this just does not feel right. And it's your intuition, to say, add your intuition into that, sorry. Your intuition, it's all to do with your intellectual faculties, which is part of your subconscious mind, which is your feeling parts. But what happens is a lot of the time is that we live in our conscious minds, making the decisions on the outside world and not tapping in to our subconscious mind and into our feelings. We're not tapping it into our intuition. We're not tapping it into our will. We're not tapping it into our memory. We're not tapping into, because we have free will. That's what we have as human beings. There is nothing different in the mind compared to the mind of a human being than it is as a horse and a goat. I think it is a horse and a goat, other than our free will. And so we have the ability to actually we don't have the ability in our subconscious mind to reject or accept anything. Whatever goes into our subconscious mind is there, which actually creates our beliefs. So what is in our subconscious mind is what creates our beliefs, our values. And that is generally what controls our life. If we believe that we're not good enough, if we believe that we can't be loved, if we believe that we'll never be allowed to make $1 million, if we believe that we're not worthy, if we believe that everybody else is better than us, all of these beliefs, which generally come from the outside world because we're watching, we're looking, we're seeing, and we're hearing, and we're comparing. If we allow that to go into our subconscious minds, then that is actually then affecting our feelings. That's when we don't feel good enough. That's when we procrastinate. That's when we worry. That's when we get frustrated, because we're letting that come into our subconscious mind, into our feelings. And then we're like, oh my God, I feel a little bit, I just don't feel I'm doing the right thing today. And then perhaps you get the questioning. Do you get that? When you're questioning yourself and you're saying, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Oh, I don't know. What do you think? But you're talking to yourself. You're not talking to anybody else. You're actually talking to yourself, and you question yourself. Should I do that? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't. Oh, I'll try again tomorrow. And so that's, that's uncertainty. And then that uncertainty is one of the feelings that comes from allowing the outside world to control you. And then what happens is then your thoughts and your feelings affects your actions, which is your body. Your thoughts and your feelings, I've lost my words. Your thoughts and your feelings make your body move. That's the word I'm looking for. Make your body move into action to give you the results. Okay. It's easier when I try and slow down so you can understand me, but it's so much easier to channel when I actually talk faster. So your thoughts, your feelings, put your body into actions that gives you the results. So it's very much that if you're not getting the results that you want, you're not getting the results that you desire, is because your body is not doing what it needs to do because of the belief system that is coming down from the feeling part of your mind. Okay? Does that make sense? So when I say at the beginning, attitude is thoughts, feelings, actions. So what we want to do is we want to align our thoughts. We want to align our feelings, and we want to align our actions, which gives us the right attitude, which gives us the right results. And then once we're able to do that, then what happens is then we're able to create our future the way that we want it. But what I have seen from being I've got my glass on my head. What I've seen from being all over the world so many, many times, I'll put my glass on my head then, is that we're going out there and we're trying to put the action into, we're trying to do the action, we're doing all this, we're doing all that, and we're doing that, and we're actually trying to get the body into action to do things, do. But what is happening is that we still haven't got this aligned. We haven't got the thoughts and the feelings aligned. For the thoughts and the feelings aligned to actually put the body into action. So this is our job. This is our job, to get our thoughts and our feelings aligned. And then be so aware about the mental faculties, about how they're controlling. Awareness is the key here, guys. Awareness isn't going to shift things. Awareness is the first step. Being aware, catching your thoughts, catching your attitude. And if you're thinking negative things, just catching it the first time. Catching it and thinking, oh my God, where has that come from? Is it come from the external faculties? Or has it come from my intuition? Has it actually come from within? Where has that come from? And so the awareness really is key. And I'm just looking at the time because I did actually give you a promise at the beginning. So as I say, the attitude is the composite of your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. So I want to give you some things to do. I have to put my glasses on for this because so much computer work. And they're anti-glare glasses, so I don't know why they're like this. So I've written some things down for you because, as I say, it's all to do with your thoughts and your feelings. Put your actions in place, but the actions a lot of us are taking are habitual, which means that they're habits. You do the same thing over and over again. Like when you get up in the morning, you know what your routine is. You'll kind of perhaps get out the one side of the bed and you do this one side of the bed all the time. Perhaps it's because you've got your husband or your wife on the other side and you don't want to roll over them. But or perhaps you go straight to clean your teeth, or perhaps you go straight for your lemon water. You've got your own routine. There's a routine for everyone, which is your habits. But what happens is that we have habits for everything, and our habits for putting our body into action, as I say, is controlled by what is going on in here. So it's all about to do with our habitual behavior, and what we think is a habit. The thoughts that we have are habitual. So you can, there is 400, I read this somewhere, there is 400 words in the dictionary of emotions. That's massive. But you get to choose, are they going to be positive thoughts? Are they going to be negative thoughts? And it's constantly, we can go on about the power of thoughts. I'm going to go on later on in the week, a little bit deeper about how we can reprogram these thoughts. But as I say, the first part is awareness. Well, the first part is belief, which I spoke about yesterday. But the next part is actually awareness, of actually being aware of what our attitude is like. And as I say, knowing that our attitude is thoughts, feelings, and actions. But what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about the attitude. And so I want you to write this down. I want you to think of a situation that you would like to improve. I want you to think of a situation that you'd like to improve, and I'd like you to describe it. I'd like you to describe the situation, okay? And then once you it's a situation, perhaps you want to improve your income, perhaps you want to improve your love life, perhaps you want to improve your community of friends, perhaps there's a project that you're working on you want to be able to improve. There's going to be something in your life or a situation, maybe it's an argument you're having with somebody in your family or something, a situation, and describe it as much as possible. Describe it in detail. And then I want you to sit back and I want you to look over what you've described. And I want you to free word this. I don't want you just to think, oh, Vicky said I've got to speak positive. I want you to just describe it and write it out, the situation that comes up for you. Don't overthink it. Honestly, just don't overthink it. And if you can't think of it at the time, pick your pen up, put your pen to the paper, literally close to the paper, and just sit there and look at the pen and look at the paper and just wait. Honestly, that little tip is so, so important, because what happens is our minds will go off. Oh, I can't think of anything, I'll come back. Just sit there with a pen over the paper with a question in mind. I forgot the question. With a question in mind, pick a situation that you'd like to improve and describe it, okay? And just sit there. What situation do I want to improve and describe? What situation do I want to improve, describe? And just have, you can't see me moving my pen, but just have it there. Just not moving, but just have it there. And then just let it flow through you. We are all consciousness, and it just let it flow through you. Just sit there and let it flow through you. And then once you've actually done that, I'd like you then to sit back and think about the thoughts. This is where you do look at what you've written, and you actually think, okay, how was I thinking? What were my thoughts? Were they negative? Were they positive? Were they thoughts? What was my feelings about that? What were my thoughts about the situation? What were my feelings about the situation? And then ask yourself, how long you've been thinking this? How long have you been feeling this way? And then, after you've asked yourself how long you've been feeling this way, ask yourself, what are you going to do about it? If you had all of the resources in the world, what would you do about it? It could be a financial thing. It could be a family thing. Perhaps let's just say you had George the Genie, and he's a magic genie, and he's got a secret wand. Okay, so this is his wand. That's not a very good wand, is it? But anyway, this is his wand. And so he's got his magic wand, and he's holding on to his magic wand. And I'm saying to you, you can describe your situation. And then I want you then after that to actually then write down, after you've described the situation and after you've described what your thoughts and your feelings are about it, then I want you and I've got my Secret Genie, George the Genie magic wand. And if you could change this in a magic wand kind of flick, a magic wand flick, then how would you change that situation? Write it down as if you had all the resources in the world. How would you change that situation? That is all I want you to do today. And you have access to me if you're watching this, because you know me. If you don't know me, then you should know me. But you've obviously got access to me because you're on my Facebook Live or you're in my page. Please utilize this resource and send me a message. You can send me a message through WhatsApp, or you can send me a message through Facebook Messenger, and let me know your responses to these, so then I'm going to be able to help you. And thank you for everybody that messaged me yesterday after the belief day one, all about belief, letting me know what your targets were and what your future creations were. And that was a great exercise. If you haven't watched day one, go back to day one. I've totally forgot exactly what I asked you to do, because as you know, I channel. But if you sent me the information, I'll be able to serve you coming back. So please send me that information. And as I made a disclaimer at the front, and I promised that I would only be 30 minutes, I want to make sure that I stick to this 30 minutes. And honestly, let me help you create your destiny for 2022. Let me really help you create your destiny for 2022. And make sure that you join me again tomorrow at the same time. And I will then be able to serve you exactly the same time. And I'm going to share with you some even more amazing snippets tomorrow. But please reach out to me with the information. And I'm 1 minute over. Sending you love. Pearl, we can't hear you. You're on mute.
Sorry, that was me. So I didn't make noise in the background. So yes, I told you, didn't I, just how special Vicky is and that information she shares. You were given belief yesterday. Today, you've been given attitude. Now, so much will be built on this day by day. But like Vicky spoke about, and I've written it down, thoughts, feelings, and actions. And Vicky spoke about intuition. Are you getting that nudge? You've watched this. You've watched the way Vicky has given you those actions to do. She's given you that task to complete. Reach out now. Use your thoughts and your feelings and take that action. And that action is to reach out to Vicky and say, yes, Vicky, I want to learn more. Because the shifts you will have just from doing these short tasks, if you were doing that regularly day by day, which is the work that I do with Vicky, you won't recognize yourself. You really won't, because you'll have so many shifts in a positive way and you'll be moving forward. So there's so much that you can do. Reach out. Yes, you'll have seen this video on Vicky's page. I've also shared it onto my profile. So if you're watching from my profile, reach out. If you don't already know Vicky, let me know and I'll make introductions so you can see the different ways that you can work with her. But if you want to hear more about what Vicky is sharing, if you're on Clubhouse, why don't you join us 8 a.m. Monday to Friday, where we read aloud a passage that really, really helps us. So love to see you. We're going to be seeing you back here same time tomorrow. And in the meantime, if you want to reach out and connect with us, you can also join us on Clubhouse, 8 a.m. UK time, Monday through Friday. Thank you for watching and look forward to seeing you to learn even more from Vicky tomorrow.